Hi, welcome to Spec Hunter. The PlayStation 5 Pro is finally here. And while it brings real improvements, it's not quite the leap many were expecting. Yes, it's the most powerful console you can buy today, and yes, it makes some games look better and run smoother. But beyond that, the excitement around it can feel a little muted. That's because in the end, it's still just a faster PS5. If you already have the standard model and you're satisfied with it, you may not feel the urge to spend $700 on an upgrade that doesn't completely transform your gaming experience. There's no question the PS5 Pro is faster and more capable. Games that have been updated to take advantage of its hardware run smoother and look more polished. The improvements come from better specs and smart upscaling technology. The console uses an AI-powered feature called PSSR, short for PlayStation Spectral Super Resolution. This works a lot like NVIDIA's DLSS on PC. It uses machine learning to make lower resolution. Images look close to full 4K. That means you get impressive visuals without overloading the system's power. Most players won't be able to tell the difference between this upscaled 4K and native 4K, especially when you're playing at higher frame rates. But when you look at the price, it's clear that this console is aimed at a very specific kind of gamer. At $700, it's a luxury purchase. It's not made for casual players. The base PS5 is still perfectly capable in 2024, and many of the most popular games work just fine on it. That makes the Pro feel like something extra, something you get if you really care about the small details, the smoother motion, and the little touches that separate good from great. To make matters more complicated, the PS5 Pro doesn't come fully loaded. You get the standard DualSense controller, but you don't get a vertical stand. And if you still buy physical games, there's no built-in disk drive unless you pay an extra $80. You have to buy and install that yourself. For a $700 console, that feels like Sony is charging extra for things that should be standard. It's not a great feeling for those hoping for an all-in-one upgrade. Visually, the PS5 Pro is a bit sleeker than the original launch model. It follows the design of the slim PS5, but it's a little taller thanks to extra fins in the middle. These fins help make space for the improved internal hardware. Thankfully, that doesn't mean it's bulky or noisy. In fact, it's no louder than the regular PS5. You don't have to worry about it sounding like a jet engine during intense moments. The thermal performance is similar too. Under heavy use, the console runs at about 35 to 40 degrees Celsius, which matches the standard model. The internal storage has doubled to 2 terabytes. It's the same speed as the original SSD, but the extra space helps a lot. Modern games can easily take up over 100 gigabytes each, and the 1 terabyte in the regular PS5 fills up fast. Buying a separate SSD would cost you around $100 anyway, so that added storage makes the price difference between the two consoles more reasonable. The biggest jump, though, is in the graphics power. The PS5 Pro's GPU is rated at 16.7 teraflops, compared to 10.3 on the base model. Sony says it has 67% more compute units and 28% faster memory. On paper, that means up to 45% better performance. But what matters more is how those numbers translate in real games. Thankfully, the results show that this isn't just empty marketing. The games that use the Pro's features feel smoother, look sharper, and offer better overall performance. One of the key benefits of this power is the ability to use advanced upscaling through PSSR instead of pushing raw power to render everything at native 4K. PSSR uses AI to fill in the missing details. The results are surprisingly close to the real thing. This means that the console doesn't need to sacrifice frame rate to chase high resolution. You can have both sharp images and smooth motion. It also opens the door for better ray tracing in games, though how well that works depends on each game's specific updates. Not every game will have a perfect Pro mode. Developers can choose how they want to use the added power. Some may focus on ray tracing, others on higher frame rates or better textures. That means you'll often see multiple display modes in games, even more than before. Some might prefer that choice. Others might find it confusing. Either way, the good news is that, even with those options, the visual differences between modes on the PS5 Pro are often minor. Most of the time, the performance-focused modes are the better option. Since they still look great but run much smoother, take Marvel's Spider-Man 2 for example. On the PS5 Pro, you get Performance Pro and Fidelity Pro modes. The Performance mode gives you the same great visuals that the base PS5 offers in its Fidelity mode, but at 60 FPS instead of 30, it's smooth, fast, and looks fantastic. The Fidelity Pro mode adds even more visual effects, better lighting, shadows, and reflections. But you're locked at 30 FPS again. And it's hard to justify giving up that smooth motion just for a few extra visual touches. Horizon Forbidden West offers 3 modes: graphics, balanced, and performance. Once again, the performance mode is the best option. It runs at 60 FPS and actually looks better than the base PS5's graphics mode. You get better lighting, sharper foliage, and more detailed visuals overall. The graphics mode on the Pro increases the base resolution, but drops the frame rate to 30. The balanced mode tries to sit in the middle at 40 FPS. But it's hard to notice a big improvement in visuals, so it ends up feeling unnecessary. The Last of Us Part 2 Remastered adds a new Pro mode that uses PSSR to upscale 1440p to 4K. While maintaining 60 FPS, this mode looks just as good as the graphics mode on the base PS5 but feels a lot better to play. The result is a beautiful game that also runs incredibly well. For fans of the series, this is a meaningful upgrade. Alan Wake 2 is a standout. The developers went all in on ray tracing. In graphics mode, the game looks stunning with realistic lighting and detailed reflections. It runs at 30 FPS and uses a lower base resolution to make room for all those effects. Performance mode skips the ray tracing but targets 60 FPS. The resolution drops even lower, but the upscaling helps make up for it. While the image is a bit blurrier, the game still looks good and plays more smoothly. This is a case where the Pro's power really makes a difference. Even if compromises are still needed, F124 is another great example. Racing games are often used to show off new consoles, and this one delivers. On the PS5 Pro, the quality mode looks much better than on the base PS5. Reflections, lighting, and rain effects all look sharper, and the game can still hit 60 FPS thanks to PSSR. It's a solid showcase for what the Pro can do. Dragon's Dogma 2 struggled on the regular PS5. With the Pro, performance improves a lot. Frame rates are more stable, and ray tracing is included. Even in busy scenes, the Pro manages to hold up better than the base model. It's not perfect, but it's a much more enjoyable experience overall. But not every game gets a boost. Final Fantasy 16, for example, hasn't been updated to support the PS5 Pro without changes to unlock frame rates or improve visuals. It remains limited by the settings made for the base console. Graphics mode stays at 30 FPS and performance mode is still capped at 60 FPS with lower quality. That shows how important it is for developers to update their games if they want to take advantage of the new hardware. So, is the PS5 Pro worth it? The answer depends on your priorities. If you're someone who values top-tier visuals, smooth frame rates, and upgraded features, the Pro delivers on all of that. It offers a meaningful upgrade, especially if you play games that have been updated for it. The difference in performance and quality is something you can feel and see, especially in demanding titles. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth is another good example. On the base PS5, the performance mode looks blurry during cutscenes. Important story moments don't look as sharp. That makes players choose the 30 FPS graphics mode instead. But the PS5 Pro has a new versatility mode that blends both visuals and smooth performance. No need to choose. It's the exact experience many fans hoped for, and the Pro makes it possible. Still, not everyone needs the PS5 Pro. If your base PS5 is already doing a great job, there's no rush to upgrade. Most games still run well. The visual gap is smaller than you might expect. And spending $700 is a big decision, especially when the improvements are mostly about polish, not gameplay. The Pro doesn't bring a new generation of features. It just makes the current ones better. If you love seeing your games run at their best, and you have the money to spare, the PS5 Pro is a nice upgrade, but it's not a must-have. It doesn't change the way games are played. It doesn't offer new experiences. It's just a faster, more powerful version of something you already know. Sony never promised anything more than that, and to their credit, they've delivered exactly what they said. The PS5 Pro is for those who want the best, not for those looking for something completely new. It improves visuals, boosts frame rates, and makes some games feel smoother. That's valuable. But for many people, the regular PS5 is already good enough. And if you're happy with it, there's no strong reason to upgrade. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe to the channel. And don't forget to hit the bell icon so you get all the latest updates. See you next time.